So in today's video, I designed and cut this spinner blank here. Now truthfully, we don't do any more than that. I talk a lot about my workshop, the machines in it and that kind of thing. That's what's in this video. If that's not your thing, then what the hell's wrong with you? If you watched yesterday's video, you may remember that I took delivery of this machine here. Oh, it's pretty dark. Let's see if we can get a better view of it. There we go, full circle. So I took delivery of this machine here, a milling machine. It's not a manual milling machine, but it's not a CNC milling machine either. It's kind of like a half and half thing. So it's got the wheels so you can turn it, but you're unlikely, so you can sort of move the X and the Y axis, but unlikely to use that, because it's got electronic controls, which I will show you. We've got like a boom here that swings out, so that swings out, and we rotate this around, and we've got like well, that's loud. It's an industrial estate. We just got to accept that it's loud. So we've got, you know what? I'm going to wait till this machine goes. Right, it's pretty much gone. I think it was a train actually. So this is it's a Centroid controller. Obviously it's not wired up or anything, so I can't show you anything. But it's like PC based. It's conversational, so you can sort of, push buttons and that kind of thing. And good description of it, push buttons. It's conversational, so you don't need, you're not doing it manually, but you can create shapes on there and put in feed rates and the tools you're using, and it can mill. It's a little bit more complex than that from what I understand, but I'll figure it out and I'll bring you along with me in the next, well, truthfully it's going to be at least a week before it gets wired in. We were just talking with the electrician just now, and that's just what it's going to be. But we will be able to sort of position the machine, take it down, where we're going to put it, that kind of thing. What else? I think we will talk about spinners. It's getting pretty dark. I don't want to put these lights on, you see them, because they run at 100 Hz, which means you get a flicker in the screen and basically it ruins the video completely, and there's nothing I can do about it except not switch them on. So part of the reason I was talking with the electrician is getting new lights in, so probably be getting LEDs, which is kind of cool. So that should give a nice light, no flicker, that kind of thing. Let's talk about spinners. Take a look at this one here. So there's one spinner. It's a bit of it's just a bit crazy really. Completely different to what I've done before. I don't know if I have time to cut it today. The other one is this one. I really kind of want to do that one. I'm basically going to check the time just now and see if we've got time to cut it. If we have, we might just cut that star-shaped one, not the other one. I think it'll take too long. Actually, scratch that. It's starting to rain outside, and the milling machine's right at the door, so we're going to move that quickly instead. Right, that's pretty much where we're going to put it. We might tweak it a little bit. We're just going to put wood under it just now. But yeah, I think it's good kind of in the corner there, out the way of everything else. Because we got the water jet cutter and stuff. I'm a little bit apprehensive of dust and things like that going on it. So yeah. Right, we are going to cut the bit out of the bit. Going to cut the spinner out of 10mm thick titanium. Forgot we got a light. Look at this. Got a light up there. I forgot about that. So that's like a fluorescent light, so it doesn't flicker like these horrible lights. Just setting up the machine. Gonna cut it. Only gonna cut one because that's all we have time for. Right, so my father is setting up the machine to cut just now. I just did the drawing, and so, you know, he's more familiar with that than me. Oh, you look like a pasty white alien. Either that or Scottish. It's amazing. I just want to talk very briefly about the water jet cutter. It uses basically this stuff here. You look at this. This is old garnet. So this stuff here is used stuff. This is what we scoop out of the tank. So, whoa, it's dirty. So the jet of water in the water jet cutter goes about twice the speed of sound. I think about 1500 miles per hour. And it blasts through. So you can cut kind of plastic, wood, foam, that kind of thing on its own without any of that garnet stuff. But if you want to cut anything like aluminium, titanium, steel, anything like that, you need garnet, which is very, very fine sand, and that's the sort of abrasive, and that's what does the cutting on things like metal and things like that. You know, it cuts it really accurate. Like that machine, you know, is meant to go down to 0.01 of a millimeter, but we know it goes down to 0.001 because we go down to that. Like our cutting is really, really precise, and so we go right down to 1,000th of a millimeter. Like how else would you cut? I mean, you could cut with laser. How else are you going to cut intricate shapes other than one of those machines? It's like, I never get bored of it. Like I bought the machine 2 years ago, and I'm as impressed today, maybe even more impressed today than I have ever been with the machine, like what it does. It's just like mind-blowing. It's just one of those things. Like, okay, we got like the milling machine and that kind of thing, but the water jet cutter there's something special about it, that it can just use water and sand to cut through, you know, 4 inches of titanium in like an exact kind of shape down to 0.001 of a millimeter. Just mind-blowing.
Don't you know, it is getting hard.
As you can tell, I'm quite excited about the workshop and that just now, and the reason for that is I rented it almost a year ago, and it was not a good thing to do. It was too early. I got this machine, which you know, for sanding titanium, one that I'm still not sure if I'm going to use it, and it was just immense cost that I wasn't in a position to really do it, and I've just had to go into debt to sort of deal with that mistake for nearly a year now, and now it's coming together. It's starting to work. You know, business is booming again, or should I say I'm making it boom again. I took a bit of a step back last year, and so, you know, we've got the water jet cutter, we've got the milling machine, we're going to take the 2 tumblers over here, and you know, probably going to get this thing on the go as well. The electrician had a quick look at this as well. So yeah, it's exciting times, and just exciting times. Right, so that is the hole cut out the middle, but we stopped it halfway because air compressor. Where was I? Stopped it halfway because, clever me, I never put a tag in. You know, when you cut a part out, you have to put what's called a tag in, so it leaves a little bit of metal on there. If you see my other videos for grinding down spinners and things, you'll notice that there's always a little tag sticking out and I have to grind that off. Well, that's so that when we cut out the part, it stays there. Otherwise, what's going to happen is it's going to fall to the bottom of this tank of water. And yeah, so we're just readjusting the drawing, and then we can just cut the outside, and that should be us. You know what? This has come out a lot better in person than on the drawing. Take a look at this. It will be interesting to see how this cleans up and you know what it's like once we actually put something in it. I don't think I'll leave the corners as pointy because right now they are damn sharp. This is obviously a two-part video because I don't have time to do this today. By this I mean grind sand, pop a core in it and start spinning the hell out of it. So tomorrow's video will be the finishing off of this beast of a little spinner. I will leave you with a quote. It is by George Bernard Shaw and he said, "Progress is impossible without change. Those who cannot change their minds cannot change anything."
Don't you know?